Hello everybody, this is Ras Rabi, and I'm here on a topic dealing with Islam. Islam was started by the African slaves. It wasn't started by the Arabs. It was originally Judaism. What happened was that the Arab slave masters would not allow the Israelites to practice their religion, and they refused to submit to the Arabs' idol worship and the idols that they were trying to force these slaves to pray to. All of the slaves refused, and they were dying, and they were basically being destroyed and being abused and tortured very, very, brutally by the circumstances. These Arabs were trying to break the slaves' will, and those slaves refused. And it got to the point where there was one slave named Bilal who was being crushed by a stone. They were trying to get him to submit to pray to their idols, and they refused. He refused. He kept saying, God is greater, God is greater, God is greater. There is only one God. So this being a story that is written in the Quran or in the Sunnahs dealing with Islam would only show that the slaves were definitely Muslim before the Arabs came into the picture. The picture the Arabs were trying to put is that they were the ones that started Islam, but in reality they were praying to other gods and worshiping something false. So anybody that's out here listening to this, understand this. Africans were always the slaves in circumstances dealing with Europeans and Arabs. They still look at us as slaves, but we were always God's children and chosen people because we disobeyed what God was telling us to do. We became slaves to other races and other tribes that were out there trying to find gold and whatever was around us. This is a circumstance. The European had involvement in the slave trade that the Arabs was involved with, and assuredly we know for sure now that we were shipped off to the United States, Jamaica, Haiti, Panama, Dominican Republic, and most of the other little islands that are outside of America, and that Africa was originally a black-owned country. Jesus, Moses, Muhammad, well, not Muhammad so much, Muhammad might have been Assyrian, but they were also a mixture of black and white. And I'm going to just say this once again. Islam was a black religion before it was an Arab religion, and still to this day there's more Africans in practicing Islam than there are Arabs in the world. Like this brother says, Dr. Ray Higgins, I do applaud your effort in trying to pass this word around, because it really needs to be told. This right here needs to be told, that Africans started Islam. The Arabs interpreted Islam and tried to make it their own, but it's still African religion. That's why we are the dominant ones in the religion.